Fellas, lots of disappointments from that. Again, I feel like I've said that 2 weeks in a row now, which is unfortunate. Just kind of sucked how it turned out, But besides that, we'll get into that in a second. But thank you guys so much for tuning into last week's episode. I hope you guys enjoyed that. Thank you again for all the love and support, as always. Hope you guys love the shorts as well. Thank you for giving us ideas what to keep bouncing off on as well. Man, we always enjoy it. So, Carter, how was your weekend? We weren't together to watch it, but
it was good. It was a good weekend. It was an earlier card this time. Was at what, 3 o'clock was the main event?
Two,
yeah.
So
time. My schedule was a little off. Usually I'm up late watching UFC, so it was a little different. But I mean, like you said, Reed, it didn't meet our expectations, and unfortunate way to end the card with that main event with the disqualification, not disqualification, but you know what I mean. But it was a rough one, but hopefully we'll see a rematch and we can go into that more. But a little disappointing, but overall it was a solid card.
Yeah, it was interesting. I mean, I know people were saying it's one of the worst pay-per-view cards of the year. I don't blame them for saying that. You get so excited for them putting together a great Abu Dhabi main card, and I was excited because, dude, how can you not like UFC at 2 o'clock? Because we're always waiting for the cards to start at 10 and the main events at 12:30. And dude, I mean, I love doing that because that's the love for the sport we have. We're excited. We want to stay up and watch that because, I mean, this is our hobby. We love doing that. But I was super excited for that, and it kind of just sucked how the way it turned out. Dana puts and the matchmakers put together a great card, and then you see a knockout just to kick it off, and then you think, wow, this card's going to be amazing. And then you see 3 decisions in a row, and then you see a no contest, which is just absolutely brutal. And I don't know where to go with that. I don't know what the future holds because that no contest really fucks up a lot for the heavyweight division. It makes you thought Volkov and the Almeida fight was going to be the number 1 contender, and then you have that set up for the future.
Right.
But now you got to wait a little bit, So it's just super unfortunate. And the only thing that really was annoying too is you see, and we'll get into this after we get through our intro, reactions and whatever, but you see Almeida just lay on top of Volkov the whole fight. You see Umar trying, when he says in the press conference that he's going to put on a show to get back to a title fight, and then he absolutely just doesn't, and then because he just wrestles. And then you see Verna and Dern. We knew what we were getting out of that fight, but then that's just a wrestling match as well. And then you get a no contest to just put a little cherry on top of the shitty cake,
Last thing I say before we jump into each fight is our predictions. I mean, we're pretty solid on our predictions.
You did good this week, and I did.
I had what's his face, Azamat, which was crazy. I had Volkov, Umar. I did have Verna.
And then I mean, you went 3 for 4, because the no contest doesn't count. I mean, what did I go? I went 2 for 4. So
I had a good week.
If you put it that way, that's not as bad as I thought.
I'll take my win there.
Yeah, there you go, bro. Yeah. We're working on our scoreboard as we speak. It's just the graphics and the putting that together. That's not our specialty. So, I mean, we'll get that together and we'll make that be a pretty cool segment once that time comes. But we'll try to get that to you guys within these next 2 weeks because we'll have more time because it's just Apex cards these next 2 weekends. And so we'll work on more special stuff to add into the podcast.
Pizzazz it.
Yeah. But so I mean, Rakic, Murzakanov, great fight. I mean, quick too. First round knockout. It was kind of like a lead. It was in between a middle of a jab and a right hook. It was a weird knockout, but I mean, it was awesome. It was fireworks. I can't believe I thought there was more to the tank for Rakic, because he's been around and he has that dog in him, and but going against a guy that's a Russian that's 15-0 and is a light heavyweight.
True.
Yeah,
it's crazy how much power he had in that little hook. And Rakic looked good when when the fight first started. Rakic was keeping his distance, and he had some power behind his strikes, and I thought Aspinall was in trouble, and I was like, well, I'm about to go 0 for 1 on this card. Unbelievable. but then he quickly hit him with that. It was very surprising. And so I'm excited to see where his progression.
I know, dude. Yeah, sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
Yeah, but what we saw in the rankings before we filmed, he's now 7. So now we got to give him a top 5 fight, and that's kind of what we were saying.
Easily,
he's undefeated still, right?
Yeah. He's undefeated, 16-0, another knockout.
And poor Rakic. I mean, we do love him, but I think he's on a 3 or 4 fight losing streak now. So
skid. Yeah, it's pretty bad. So which sucks because he was awesome, and he should have beaten Yuri in the UFC 300, but he just slipped up and Yuri knocked him out. But poor Rakic. I'm still a fan of you, bro, but just back to the drawing board for him, sadly, But Murzakanov ranked 7th in the UFC light heavyweight division. I mean, I think a perfect fight to give him is Khalil Roundtree, a good top 5 fight. Khalil's lost 2 fights in a row now. He's lost to Pereira and Yuri. So, I mean, no, sorry, he beat Jamal Hill in between those 2 fights. So,
that's true.
I think it's time to give Khalil probably a guy that's ranked behind him because he lost for the belt and then lost a guy that's ranked ahead of him. So I think it's a perfect fight for Khalil and for Murzakanov. It's like if Murzakanov beats Khalil, then boom, that's a title, that's a number 1 contender in the future. And then if Khalil wins that fight, I mean, Khalil's still submitting himself to be a good contender for the belt.
Absolutely.
So,
I think that's a great fight. I mean, anybody in that top 6, maybe not Jamal Hill, just because he's been on such a skid, but any one of those guys, you beat one of those guys. Jamal Hill, he was former champ and he's fought. Or close.
I mean, that's not a bad fight to give him though. If they decide to do that, but I mean, you can't really give him Yuri, obviously, because he wants to fight for the belt, and he did prove that. You can't give him Olberg because Olberg proved he can fight for the belt, and I think personally Olberg is going to fight next. And you can't really give him Ankalaev also,
Yeah, he's kind of in that mix too.
Exactly.
I would say out of those that you just named, probably Yuri is the one that you would have to give him out of those 3. Probably. But I think Roundtree makes the most sense, but I'm excited to see anybody in that top 6. I think it's going to be great. I think that light heavyweight, we're starting to see, it become more competitive. And
there's a lot more action. There's a lot more flow in the rankings. And I know we talked about these in the last 2 episodes, there's finally a flow in the division because it's such a fun division too. And it sucked how, not this past year, obviously, and not this year, but those 3 years before, it was just so hard to get it started because with vacancies and stuff like that. So it's great to see it. Yeah. It's great to see it back in full action.
So, first fight of the night started off on a bang, and then it started to drop off.
That's what sucks when we're going into these reactions, because then you got Volkov versus Almeida, and then, what I personally loved about the fight is that these refs were like, fuck you, you're not just going to take him down and then just lay on him and pray that you're going to win the fight, And I think that's how the scoring should be when refs are judging this fight. Sorry, not refs, just the judges are judging this fight. I mean, you can't just take a guy down and then just lay on him and do no damage. Yes, you got the takedown, sweet. That will help you get an advantage to win the round. But there has to come more. And I think that's what the refs did really well. Sorry, the judges did really well on this card.
Yeah.
The whole main card.
Well, I think the ref too, because in that last round, Almeida was on top of him, doing nothing, and he stood him up, and then Almeida went right back for the takedown, and it was same old stuff. But I agree. The judges, obviously, the damage is the most important in judging these fights, and you don't do any damage on the ground, you don't deserve to win. And no one wants to see that. The fans don't want to see that. And I think it's great. I think it's great that it's judged that way. So I'm happy to see Volkov win, although, I think you got to clean up some stuff and, go back to the drawing board there. Mm-hmm. But, yeah, I'm glad. I'm happy to see that, because if Almeida would have won, been the same thing, probably wrestled Gane in the next fight and done the same boring stuff.
I personally don't think the judges were trying to get Almeida not to be a contender for the belt either. It's just like, dude, all you do is take people down and deal no damage, Mm-hmm. And Volkov outstruck him, I believe, by like 100 strikes.
Yeah, pull up the stats. I mean, and the control time too.
Yeah, he outstruck him by 96 strikes.
Wow.
And
7 takedowns.
7 takedowns. He went 7 for 9. But like literally, other than that,
how much control time does it say?
It doesn't say right here, but he had like almost 10 minutes of control time.
Seemed like it. Yep.
So it's just like, but yeah, and when you look at round 1, Volkov outstruck him 38-1, and Almeida only got 1 takedown.
Yeah,
and he did in one strike when you have him taken down for most of that round, and you deal no damage. That's Volkov's round. Round 2, Almeida outstruck him by 9 because he took him down to the ground 3 times and actually tried to do something. But how the hell do you only do 9 strikes on 3 takedowns and have him down for that whole round?
Right.
And then round 3, same thing as round 1. Volkov outstruck him by 60 strikes, and Almeida did have 3 takedowns, but he didn't do anything.
Right. Yeah.
And so I think the judges were not trying to get him out of title contention. I think it's just, dude, you need to add more to your game rather than just taking someone down and laying on people.
Yeah, and I 100% agree. I don't know. I'm kind of 50-50 on the decision. Volkov did have a bloody ear and all that, but, it wasn't a great win. Like, I feel like
he only landed like 25 strikes, dude.
I know. I feel like no one deserved to win that fight, but I'm happy that Volkov came out as victorious at the end.
Yeah.
That's kind of how I feel. I feel like no one deserved the win, but if you're getting controlled for 10 minutes too, that's not a great look,
Yeah, it's not, but it's just, dude, he didn't do anything in my
That's
opinion,
true. I 100% agree. 100%.
And I just think if you're just laying on someone, I just personally think.
No, I agree, and I'm glad the judges gave Volkov the win. I don't think it was a robbery by any means.
It was a split decision, so I think that was fair too, so. But yeah, I think Almeida needs to add more to his game. It sucks that, it doesn't suck for these fighters. It just kind of sucks what happened in the main event, because this was supposed to be like a number 1 contender fight, and then fight the winner of Gane versus Aspinall, and that ended in no contest.
Yeah.
So now Volkov just has to wait a way longer to see Gane and Aspinall rematch, which I think they're probably going to do. Mm-hmm. And he's just going to have to wait, and then he's going to have to then train and fight the winner of that.
I think the heavyweight's just a mess.
It is a mess.
And Volkov, if, let's say, Gane wins or something in the rematch, then we're going to see Volkov Gane for the 3rd time.
Yeah, it's just,
I don't want to see that. So it's just like, where do we go from here?
Yeah, I would probably want to see that, because I think there's more to that story that needs to be ended,
Yeah,
so, especially from the split decision when Dana White was like, he's like, you got screwed over. Like,
mm-hmm.
I don't even know how you lost that fight. And so I think there's more to that story and it needs to be finished. So I think a trilogy would be pretty cool, because how Volkov just got screwed over in that second fight.
Volkov and Aspinall, I think, would be great.
That'd be a banger too.
Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah, so yeah, that's pretty much it with that.
Yeah, not much to say.
We can't even talk about what's after that, because they have to wait for Aspinall and Gane.
Yeah,
and
it's just, this is like, honestly, probably the worst thing that could have happened to the heavyweight this weekend.
Yeah,
a terrible, number 1 contender fight, and then a no contest in the main. If you asked me before what the worst scenario would be,
I couldn't even come up with that.
Yeah, I probably would have said like Almeida versus whatever, but I'd rather see, oh my gosh.
Yeah, like,
terrible.
I couldn't even come up with what's the worst outcome for the heavyweight division this past weekend. There's no way I would have said no contest for the main event and then pick whoever to fight. And
after a year of not seeing Gane and Aspinall, and now we gotta wait again. Oh my gosh! But
I just hope they I hope they make that rematch pretty soon. Like, hopefully they put it on 323, which is
put some
and make that a co-main event.
Put some eye drops in your eye and go back out there.
You know what we haven't seen in a long time? A triple belt card.
Ooh,
you know, they used to do that during COVID all the time because they had triple championship fights, and it was insane. That was awesome. Like, imagine if they put Aspinall and Gane on UFC 323.
Throw them in there.
It'd be insane.
I like it. I could see that happening.
But so
enough
with that,
because that was just such a bad fight.
Mm-hmm. So we'll just see how the heavyweight division just folds out. You know, it's only time. Like, time will tell, and we just gotta be patient, I guess, which sucks. All right, so Umar and Mario Bautista, you know, another wrestling fight. You know, and Umar's like, hey Dana, if I put on a performance, will I get a shot at the belt again? Dana's like, yeah, if you put on a performance. And Dana was like chuckling during the press conference because he knew damn right he wasn't. Yeah. And so, I mean, and Umar also got dropped in round 2.
Which is awesome to see. Respect to Bautista. You were probably the biggest underdog on the card, if I had to guess. But he survived, you know, all 3 rounds, and he did have that knee to knock him down very briefly.
Yeah, I mean, Umar
got right back up.
Yeah, Umar popped back up in probably half a second.
Yeah.
Which was insane.
But I mean, you know, that's a win for you, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, we'll give that to you. Are you going to fight the winner of Merab and Jan? In my opinion, no. Like, you didn't do anything.
Umar?
Yeah, like, you fought a guy that's ranked a couple, like, 4 rankings behind you. Like, Bautista like showed a lot of heart and looked decent. He just was getting out wrestled, you know. But I just don't think Umar should fight for the belt next, you know. That's just me.
I think that's the fan coming out, but I mean, I think he deserves it. I mean, same kind of stuff what we said with Merab, with Sandhagen a few weeks ago. You know, he just dominated this guy, and this guy won. Umar, and Bautista's not a chump either, and he made him look like a chump, and you won every single round, and you I think you deserve a title fight again. I mean, who else would it be? You know, let's look at those rankings. I can't name anybody else, and he's got 1 loss, and
like, yeah, I mean, but there's I guess
obviously I don't want to see that, but like,
I mean, I guess like Umar is the number 1 contender, so I mean, it makes sense, but yeah, but Mario Bautista is ranked 9, dude, and like Umar took that fight. Sorry, and I said he was 4 rankings behind you. I lowballed that, dude. So I just don't. I mean, yeah, and I don't know, whatever, bro, but.
Not exciting.
It's just not. And like, you know, Merab, he is fighting Peter Yan, obviously, and so that's already a rematch fight. And then Merab's gonna fight who again? I mean, Umar again. It's just another fight,
right? Yeah.
And then what? And then Sugar Sean wants to fight him again. And then what? He's gonna fight Sugar Sean for the 3rd time. I mean, he's cleaning house, dude. I would like to see Merab jump up a division if he beats Peter Yan. Try to challenge Volk. That would be pretty cool. But I just think...
Yeah, I'd like to see maybe...
I guess give him Umar.
Or Umar and Sean O'Malley. That would be interesting to see.
What if Umar fights... Yeah, I think that's what should happen next, honestly. Umar versus Sugar Sean, number 1 contender, fights Merab.
I like it. Or if Jan fights, then you fight... I mean, if Jan wins...
Then give him Umar.
Umar, yeah.
Yeah, or... Peter Yan low-key might want a rematch with Sugar Sean to get that win back that he got robbed by, you know?
Yeah.
I mean, there's a lot that in the bantamweight, and you know what, I'm not like the biggest Umar fan, so that's why I'm kind of talking out my ass right now and just like being rude about it, but that's just also me, fair. You know? Yeah. There was nothing exciting about it, so I just don't see the reason why he deserves a title fight after that. Yeah. After he already got dominated by Merab.
But yeah, you should have won this fight. The guy was what you said 9th, and you won by dominant fashion. I mean, you proved that you're good, and we all know you're good, you know. But it's just not that exciting. But yeah, I think he's got to be in the mix 100%. I mean, he's the number 1.
Yeah, definitely in the mix. I just don't. I think And that's why the matchmakers are so good. They know who to give next, say if Merab wins. They know what they're going to do or what fight to put to see who should fight Merab next, So, that's why the matchmaking's so good, and that's another reason why I love the UFC. Yeah. They're good at what they do, so. Yeah. Pin that conversation. Yeah, we'll see how. I mean, we just got to wait for 323 Peter Yan versus Merab. So
a little bit more.
And that's quick. That's
a little bit more excitement in that heavyweight division for sure.
Yeah, dude, the heavyweight division is just so fucking annoying.
And it's the most fun division, but it's just
and it's
just
mess,
it's so disappointing. Anyway,
all right, Verna versus Mackenzie Dern. I'm so happy Mackenzie Dern won. I know I took Verna. I just thought Verna was gonna win because 6-fight win streak. Bunch of wins by submission. Yeah. Mackenzie Dern really held her own. Defended the submission attempts. Was really patient and was comfortable when she was taken down. She didn't freak out, didn't panic. I'm a Mackenzie Dern fan. Who isn't?
So, for sure.
I'm happy she won. I know that was kind of just a weird strawweight title fight. It was kind of pointless because it was vacant, so that sucks. But I
was happy to see her win and her celebrating with her kid.
That was pretty awesome.
That was super cool to see. And the fact that she looks that good and in shape, and you've had a kid. I mean, that's what I was thinking. I was like, you know what I'm saying? Like it's hard to get back into shape like that.
Yeah,
so
that's crazy.
I was just like, wow. And it was just so cool to see that. That was probably, besides that knockout in the beginning of the main card, that was probably my favorite moment of the weekend.
Her showing her emotions. She's been in the UFC for so long, and 8 years later, she finally got her belt.
Yeah.
And I think that's the beautiful thing about any sport. You wait so long to get a Super Bowl ring, or you work your whole life to get an NBA Finals ring, or the Stanley Cup or World Series.
And some things just have to fall into place, like the title being vacant.
Exactly.
And it just worked out perfectly for her, and the announcers were getting emotional. It was super cool to see.
Yeah,
so I was happy to see that, and she looked good. She looked good doing it. And
I think I just wish there was more action. We knew it was going to be a wrestling fight. Verna, all she does is wrestle. That's why I thought, it's just like, but another going back to the Volkov Almeida thing. It's like, if you're going to take someone down and deal no damage, and they're going to get out of it and then outstrike you the rest of the round, like, I think that's so fair. Like, take him down, yes, but takedowns are points. But then outstriking someone is also points.
It's greater.
And if you don't deal any damage on the ground, that's loss of opportunity. 1, 2, you're letting the other person outstrike you, which is making you lose the round. So I think, and I've never seen the judges be that consistent in one night.
It was great.
Opinion. So I think that's what was one of my favorite things about this card.
Yeah.
That's very underappreciated.
Yeah, usually I'm not thrilled with the judging on the UFC, but I was happy with it this weekend, seeing that, they take more weight with the damage rather than control time. And Dern said it after a fight too. She said, I watched that fight before and saw how the judges are judging that with no damage. So she felt confident at the end of the fight that she had done enough to win due to the judges, and they just stayed consistent. And that's what we want to see. We just want to see consistency with the judging, and that was perfect. And I was very happy with the end result.
It'll keep the fans sane too. So that's a good part.
Absolutely. Other than that, I mean,
I
can't say I'm a genius when it comes to this division.
Yeah, the women's strawweight division.
I'm not a huge knower of who's next, but I'd like to see,
I think it's safe to say give Mackenzie Dern anyone and she will fight them.
Yeah, 100%.
So, that's just who she is. She's not afraid of any competition. She will never back down. She's a warrior.
Yeah, I want to see
Brazilian jiu-jitsu artist, So.
Yeah, I want to see some title defenses by her and see a solid run from her. So.
Exactly. Yeah, me too.
I'm excited about that. Yeah. For sure.
All right, so now we get to go to the little cherry on top of the shitty cake. It's Aspinall versus Gane.
Yeah.
Like, it just makes me so up. It's just laughable how upsetting it is to me. You know, it's just it's unfortunate. And, you know, Cyril Gane just eye poked him really bad, and just a shitter.
Yeah.
That's just the only words I can really put it right now.
Yeah, there's not much to talk about it because it didn't last.
It didn't
a whole first.
It lasted 4 minutes and 35 seconds.
Yeah,
you know?
but Gane, I will say, I mean, he looked great, and I think I texted either you or one of my coworkers, but I think it was you. But I was saying, like,
yeah, it was me.
Gane looked good. He looked really good, and Aspinall, you know, hasn't been out of the first round too much, and it looked like that's where it was going.
It
and
was
it looked
easily where it was going for 100%.
sure. And Gane was winning that fight.
Yeah,
I thought at least.
I mean, Aspinall went 0 for 1 on takedowns, and then I think, like, literally what you're saying, I think he was winning that round too. He was controlling the ring, which you never see Aspinall get out-controlled in the ring before. I mean, he only outstruck him by 3 strikes, but each of those strikes for each fighter were
significant, they're saying.
Every single one was significant. So 30 significant strikes for Gane, 27 for Aspinall. I guess you got to give the run out.
But just watching it, it looked like Gane was looking better, you know, center control, and I thought he outstruck him more than that, but obviously the stats don't lie. But
yeah,
and it looked like he had the more damaging strikes, in my opinion.
Sure.
I thought Aspinall looked a little timid, and it was. I think
it kind of scared him a little bit.
I thought, 100%, and I think I was thinking there was going to be a possible upset, you know, and then of course they had the
of course,
and Gane did it before too, earlier in the round, and I don't think they stopped the fight for it. I don't think they did, but and then the second time he did it,
and it was bad.
It was bad. It was bad. Whether or not you think he was faking it or what, because he was losing, I don't know, but. He was saying, you know, I was telling Reed earlier, like, he's saying, I can't see, but he's covering his eye with his whatever rag. It's like, of course you can't see because you're covering your eye, you know? Let the doctors look at it, but that's what was frustrating.
And if you say those words in the octagon during a fight and you say the words, I can't see,
that's it.
I mean, it's a 95% chance that fight's going to get stopped easily. Because, I mean, obviously the doctor's job is to look out for the safety and health
100%.
of the fighters. So that's what makes me so fucking mad, because I think, I'm not saying Aspinall quit. I'm not saying that at all. I weigh $160. What am I gonna do? Like
you're a quitter.
Like, I'm not thinking that he wanted to quit, but I guess I'm kind of saying he is. I don't know, but it's just like he saw how good Gane came out, and he was getting out controlled, and I don't know. It's obviously he didn't want that to be the end of the fight, but it's just, dude, why is your first reaction saying I can't see when this is your whole life? UFC has been your whole life. You know, if you say those words, you're gonna stop the fight. And I know there's been a lot of guys like coming out on their podcast, like Sterling or Sterling
of all people,
like Dustin Poirier, like talking about like getting poked in the eye. Yeah, like Sterling out of all people, like, dude, you have the most controversial fucking no contest. I mean, disqualification.
Thing, you know?
Like, you got kneed on the ground, and then they just gave the belt to you.
It kind of reminded me of the Sterling incident for sure. This whole that whole fiasco.
Yeah, that was crazy.
But
like Sterling's talking shit, and I was. Obviously, Dustin wasn't talking shit, but he was just giving his thoughts of like getting poked in the eye. And they showed, I mean, they're showing clips of like Yuri in the past press conferences. He's like, I don't care if I get poked in one eye, I have another eye. Like, I'm a warrior. I'm gonna fight until the end. I'm not gonna let a doctor stop me. And you see like John Jones on like past podcasts, he wasn't talking about Aspinall. He was just like, I will let someone break my arm like he did. Who was the guy that he fought that he literally almost lost to? I forget his name.
Oh, Gustafson?
No. It was like this guy that he had him in an arm bar and like almost broke John Jones's arm.
I don't remember.
It was like one of his closest fights of all time. And anyways, John Jones was like, I'll let someone break my arm. I'll go in there with a broken foot, or I'll go in there with one leg. Like, I'm not letting anything stop me.
Yeah.
Besides that guy finishing me and stuff like that.
I agree.
And I don't know. It's just...
It's disappointing for sure. You know, you don't know. We're no doctors here, so we don't know. But from my understanding and seeing the pictures after, his eyes look fine from the picture, and then
all it is just one red dot in the bottom of his eye.
Yeah, and then his camp's saying, he still can't see, and I don't know.
Yeah, they were saying after the fourth letter he couldn't read it.
Yeah,
and for sure. I mean,
that's true. That's obviously it should have stopped the fight, but I don't know. I don't know what to believe.
It just questions my thoughts of Aspinall, of his championship warrior mindset.
Yeah, he's got to bounce back and in his next fight just go out swinging and then just put all doubts to rest.
Yeah,
that's what he's got to do.
Put on an A+ performance. Shut everyone up, shut me up, shut you up, it's just shut up Aljamain Sterling.
And I think too, just the fact that they haven't fought in so long, and this was so highly anticipated, and this has been huge for the heavyweight, and just for it to end like that, I think that's where most of our frustration and disappointment is coming from.
Yeah. Like, I'm not trying to give any shit to Aspinall. I think exactly what you just said. It's just like that we're just putting our frustration out on Aspinall, and I think that's what a lot of people else are doing too. So
anyway,
it's just upsetting, and you can't really go. We can't even give our future predictions here. Like, it's just you got to do the rematch.
I think you do too.
What I think you do, I think you put them on the 323 card, make them a co-main event, let Merab and Peter Yan frontline that card, and put them on that card too. Because that card's not for another month or so. Like the 323 fight.
What I would have loved to see, which this maybe y'all could.
It's in December, so it's in a month and a half. So
maybe y'all could chime in the comments. But you know how they give them 5 minutes to recover?
Yeah,
I'm thinking there's no fights after this. Why not give them 30 minutes?
That's true.
Or give them a huge break and go check them out and let them fight again. They're obviously just went through all this training and camp, and it's like, and the fans, bought tickets to this thing.
Yeah.
And it's like, wait 30 minutes, wait an hour, go check out his eye, make sure he's fine.
That's so fair.
Why give him 5 minutes and call it after like 4? Like, what's the rush?
Well, here's the thing. When a fighter gets 5 full minutes, if he gets hit in the balls, poked in the eyes, anything like that, and then the doctors look at him, he said right away, I can't see. Yeah. And so he didn't even give himself, he knows the rules. He goes over it with the doctors, the refs, everything, the judges, before every fight. All these fighters do. So he said he couldn't see literally right away after he got poked in the eye, and he didn't even give himself 5 minutes. Like, that's the other thing I'm like getting frustrated about, and like doubting Aspinall of like.
Can they do that though? Shit. Can they be 30 minutes? Can they do a 30-minute delay?
No, I don't think they can do that.
But why not? It's their last fight.
Yeah, the last fight. That makes more sense, obviously. So I totally agree. By the way.
Yeah.
So
kind of like a rain delay, or a lightning delay. Just wait an hour, and everybody will stick around. Go get some popcorn at the stands.
It's not like they're going anywhere. Like, hey fans, go get nuked real quick. Go drink like 6 beers while waiting.
Yeah, we'll resume this in the next hour or two. Yeah. Go check out his eye.
Maybe have the fighters come out and like take some pictures or stuff.
Do something. It was just so frustrating. That's the way it ends after 4 minutes. After he's just holding his eye. I can't see. We've been waiting for this for a freaking year, you know? So it's just very frustrating. And now they're probably, I don't know, he might drag this out for another freaking 6 months. And
knowing this.
I think I can see now. And
the heavyweight division's just been in a fucking mess for the past like 2 years,
dude. Mess.
It's John Jones' fault. It wasn't Aspinall's fault, but now like the eye poke. And now it's just like, fuck. But hopefully, which will probably not happen, but I pray that happens, is they put Aspinall and Gane on the UFC 323 card.
Yeah,
it's like
I think
they're still in shape, dude. Put them in camp for another. They're still gonna have like a pretty much a full camp. Like they're still in. They just got done with camp because the fight just ended, right?
Yeah, they're still ready to.
They still have a month and a half.
100% agree.
So I know a full camp's 10 weeks, but it's not like they're out of shape right now. They just got done with camp, so put them in. 6 more weeks, and then put them on the UFC 323. Make it the first 3-match title fight since like COVID. I'm pretty sure that's the last time. I could be way off on that.
I don't know.
make that'll be like and it's the last card to close out 2025 of their ESPN deal and going into Paramount.
I love it.
I think it's a pretty good opportunity.
Yeah,
in my
6
opinion.
weeks. That's a long time to recover. You're still going to be in pretty good shape, and I agree 100%. You know, put them in the Apex for all I care. You know,
put them in the Apex next week or this weekend.
Please. I want to see this fight. But
that's funny.
It's I think that's all we got to say about that.
Yeah, let us know your guys' thoughts, opinions, ideas for how UFC 321 ended and what you think should happen with Aspinall and Gane going forward. Sorry that I know it's out of our control, but sorry that like it ended that way.
Nah, don't be sorry.
Yeah, I'm not fucking sorry. Never mind.
Don't apologize.
But yeah, let us know your guys' thoughts, opinions of what you think should come next for Aspinall and Gane. How you guys felt about the UFC 321 card. But yeah, that's pretty much all we got for that segment. But we know that there's the UFC Apex this weekend. The Apex is finally back for the first time in a while. But for the UFC Apex cards in particular, I know we were talking about last week, when it's more of like up and coming fighters and there's not a lot of hype and stuff behind this, we figured you guys wouldn't want to hear most of that. So for weeks like this, we were thinking about talking about fun events like the White House and all of the later upcoming fights, but we won't talk about those for this one. We were also thinking about talking about how we got into the UFC and like who's our favorite fighters and what fighter really like caught our attention to make us love them and love the UFC even more. And so just like fun ideas and topics like that for you guys to get to know us. Yeah. So we were thinking just to do stuff like that.
Yeah, so, let's do it.
I mean, yeah, so I guess Carter, like I know you're from Louisiana, you're a big Poirier fan obviously, but like I know we got into the UFC at like the same time.
Around the same time.
But like in 2020.
Yeah.
Is that when you got into it?
Around that.
Yeah, I got into it in 2020. The first ever UFC fight I watched, though, was Conor McGregor versus Donald Cerrone. And I'm pretty sure that was in like 2019. And that's what got me excited for it. And then COVID happened. And then I got into it because they like did Fight Island. And so that and then like UFC 3, I bought UFC 3, played the shit out of that with my friends. But like, yeah, who's the guy that got you into the UFC and like kept making you watch it?
I think the first ever fight I ever saw was maybe McGregor and Poirier, one of the second one or something at a party, and I thought it was cool. And then I watched, or maybe before that, I watched some random UFC Apex night. Gotcha. I was like, my friend Steven introduced me to UFC, and I was so confused how it worked. I saw the numbers behind their name, and I was like, is there just one fight on the night? You know, it's just kind of like boxing, you know. I mean, I didn't, you know, there's a whole card, but I didn't know. I was like, oh, wow, there's another fight coming on after, and I thought it was kind of like WWE. I didn't realize it was real punching and all that. And when I found out it was real, I was like, oh, my gosh, this is insane.
Yeah.
And I think I just fell in love with it, you know, same time, UFC, 2020, just with COVID and not many other sports on. And I think the guy that really got me into it was Adesanya. My friend Steven was a big fan of him. And I do remember one of my first ever fights I watched was the Adesanya versus Costa.
I knew you were going to say that. Yeah. That was one of my first pay-per-view fights I watched too. And I still am a big Izzy fan, but he hasn't been consistent. So like I haven't been so invested in him anymore, because that's kind of how the consistency works. You know, when someone's consistent and fighting all the time, you start to love that guy and you're more invested in him because you know he's going to come back soon. And that's why I miss Izzy so much. But that Paulo Costa Izzy fight was one of the first pay-per-view ones I watched during 2020, and that was awesome. Like Izzy was running the middleweight division.
And I remember my friend, I didn't know much about I didn't know anything about Adesanya, but my friend was so nervous watching Adesanya and thought, he had a good chance of losing. And when I watched the walk-ins and saw Costa all beefed up, I was like, oh my gosh.
Yeah, I was nervous too because I was like, and that was at the time when I didn't know that much about the UFC.
Right.
And then I was like, oh my God, dude, I think Paul Costa might whoop his ass.
He looked good.
Yeah.
But then when he had that knockout and then the hammer fist at the end, I remember everybody screaming. It was just a really good memory. And
he started giving him back shots too. It was so funny.
And I was like, I love this guy, And
you know what I'm talking about, right?
Yeah.
He got behind him, started humping him.
And that was one of my first fighters I really became a fan of. Poirier, obviously I liked him. I heard he was from New Orleans, and I liked that a lot. But when he was fighting McGregor, and I was a casual at the time, and even if you're not a casual, you gotta love McGregor.
Exactly. Yeah.
So I was kind of iffy who to root for, but I think I tended to lean towards rooting for a McGregor.
I mean, I don't blame you, dude, because it's McGregor.
Yeah.
Like when you hear UFC, you literally think Conor McGregor.
We literally got him right.
I mean, I literally have his poster right here. Just give him the birds.
Yeah.
I mean, the guy did so much for the sport, So you gotta love, respect that,
and we hope he's back.
Yeah, I hope he's back, dude. He looks so healthy right now, which is awesome. And he's said his soul has gotten saved by the Lord. He looks really healthy. His skin looks clear, and he looks just in shape. He looks happy.
Yeah.
Doesn't just look drunk or
how
people say he looks coked out all the time. I personally don't think he's ever coked out like people say, and that's because I'm just a McGregor lover. I don't want to believe that, but he looks healthy, he looks in shape, he looks like he is prepping super hard.
Yeah. Did you ever? Sorry to interrupt. Did you ever see the McGregor Forever documentary?
Oh, dude, I love that documentary.
What was your favorite part? I got one. It's such a great memory, and I don't know if you remember, but do you remember anything about it? Or it's been a couple years.
Yeah, it's been a couple years. The McGregor doc came out, I think, during 2021, still roughly towards the end of COVID.
Yeah.
But
or it might have been sooner. I was thinking 2 years ago, but you might be right.
I feel like it came out because I remember watching that in high school or something. Actually, no, probably 2021, 2022. It came out. So I could be wrong. Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, I don't know, dude. I think one of my favorite memories was kind of seeing the behind the scenes when he lost to Khabib and that whole lead up of the whole back history.
That was nuts with the boss and all that.
Yeah, it was so nuts. And seeing all that, how it actually panned out and all the behind the scenes they didn't show, and seeing McGregor vulnerable.
Yeah.
I thought that was pretty cool.
Yeah, I agree. My favorite part was so cool to me. He was at home with his kids watching the fights.
Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Then he's like, all right, I got to go to work. It was for the Cowboy fight. And then he made light work of Cowboy. Mm-hmm. And he just walked into the arena, did his business, and went back home. And I was just unbelievable. He's, sorry.
Yep.
So composed and with his kids. And I thought that was so cool to see. He's just watching it on his TV. And then he's like, all right, I got to go.
Yeah.
And then his kid is so young, he doesn't really know what's going on.
Yeah.
His little girl, but I thought that was so badass. And
yeah,
just
sure.
Boom, boom, boom. Unbelievable. That was my favorite part. That literally gave me chills. I'm like, this guy is such a badass.
Yeah.
Great documentary.
Yeah, it's a great doc. McGregor's one of my favorite fighters, by a long shot, just because I wish I caught him more during his title reign, which was awesome. I mean, I did watch him fight Floyd Mayweather. Who didn't watch that fight? So, I mean, and that was back in 2017.
I was young. Yeah,
it was back in 2017.
And I didn't even know who McGregor was.
Really was. I didn't really know who he really was. And I was still rooting my heart out for him because I watched all the press conferences and everything for that, and I'm like, who the fuck is this guy? This guy doesn't give a shit. And seeing him talk shit to Floyd, and then seeing him come back after that and fight Cerrone, and I'm like, okay, this guy's insane.
Yeah.
And then seeing him go on the downfall. I mean,
break his leg. That was
he came back from the Floyd fight, lost to Khabib, and then fought Cerrone. And I'm like, okay, this guy's insane. And then he lost to Dustin Poirier, which sucked, and because he broke his leg.
Yeah, that hurt to see.
Yeah, I mean, but dude, I'm just so happy I was able to like comprehend all that and like how much he actually brought to the sport.
We caught the tail end of his career for sure, and same with me with Poirier too. You know, I wish I saw more of him. You know, he's been fighting since I was probably in diapers, probably. Yeah. We did catch the tail end, but a couple other names I would like to say. I think Figgy, we mentioned that a couple weeks ago. Mm-hmm. That was a big one when I first got into the UFC. He seemed like he was so active and defending his belt, and I like seeing that. And I think I don't even think they were on pay-per-view. I think because it was just that division, they don't care about it too much. I don't think it was a pay-per-view, but I'm not 100% sure. But so I liked him a lot. And then another one I'd like to say is Chandler.
Dude, so I was literally just about to bring that up too. I watched him knock out Dan Hooker for his UFC debut.
I didn't see that.
And we were like, I mean, and I love America, obviously, and he was repping the USA flag, and he was like showing his American heart in the post-fight interview, and he I love just small, stocky, just yoked guys as well that are just badasses.
And he puts on a show every single time.
And me and my boys are watching him, and we see him knock. And we know who Dan Hooker is at this time because he fought Poirier in the when they had no fans during COVID as well, and that was one of the best fights of all time too.
Yeah.
And he knocks out Dan Hooker, and we're like, holy shit, who is this guy? Yeah. And then research him, and then
he immediately got a title.
Which was nuts.
Which was cool.
And he should have won. He should have won against Oliveira. He just messed up in round two. But yeah, loved Chandler. I was a big Adesanya fan. I love Tyron Woodley too, but apparently, I caught him at the tail end of his career, and he just lost 4 fights in a row in the UFC. Then went and lost to Jake Paul. So that sucked.
I was rooting for. I didn't even see him in the UFC. I'll be honest, but I did see, or maybe I watched one of his fights. But I saw him both fights against. Was it 2 fights against Jake?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The second one he got knocked out, and I'm pretty sure. Yeah, the second one he got knocked out. I was like, damn.
Yeah, that's tough.
But I was actually a big Usman fan. We caught Usman in his prime, which was awesome. You know, and it was during the times when he finished Colby Covington, he knocked out Masvidal, and so his fights were exciting. You know, they weren't just all wrestling. And he was a big wrestler, but we saw him finish some guys during his title reign. I'm like, this guy's awesome.
Yeah. One of my favorite memories though is the Leon Edwards knockout.
Yeah, dude. When I was watching that live, I was like,
I missed it. I think I sneezed or look away because
no way. You're watching and you sneezed and you looked away.
Yeah.
Oh my God, that's so unfortunate.
Yeah, that sucked because I was watching. It was a long fight and it was kind of a boring fight, and Usman was doing Usman things, and I looked away or sneezed for 1 second, and a bunch of people at my place.
No way, that's crazy.
That was one of my favorite memories of watching as the short time of me being a UFC fan. Another one was O'Malley knocking out Sterling. I thought that was.
Oh, dude, I watched that. And that was
I threw a big party for that.
Me too. It was 3 days after my birthday. Me and my boys were watching at my apartment. I mean, yeah, Sugar Sean. We've seen Sugar Sean on the rise, which has been awesome. And so, I mean, obviously, Sugar Sean's one of my favorites too.
Yeah. Well, Sugar Sean, he fought on that Poirier McGregor 3 card against Moutinho or something. And,
And
my
beat the
gosh.
shit out of him. It was disgusting, dude.
And that's another O'Malley for sure.
Yeah.
I probably sound like such a casual, but it's true. I mean, these guys are just so entertaining. We need that. We need that in the UFC.
Yeah.
These guys are just put on a show, no matter who they fight, no matter if you win or lose, which Chandler loses a lot.
Yep.
But he puts on a show, and that's all that we ask for.
And they help you enjoy it too, And that's
100%.
That's literally all you want from this sport too.
Yeah, you don't want to see Umar Nurmagomedov sit on these dudes.
Sit on Mario Bautista for the whole fight. Yeah. I was not a Volk fan at the time when he was fighting Max when they fought 4 times. That was during COVID too. Yeah. And after that, just like seeing Volk in the post-fight interviews, I'm like, this guy's actually just like a really cool dude.
He's a super chill guy.
And I just like had not hate for him, but I was like, I do not want this guy to be champion. I want Max. And I love Max. And then now I'm like, Volk's like one of my favorites of all time.
Yeah. Same with my friend Steven. When I first started watching UFC, it was kind of it was after he fought Holloway, Volk. So I didn't know anything about it. And I'm like, this guy seems like a chill guy. He was fighting Ortega. And I was like, I'm rooting for him. He seems cool. And my friend's like, no, you can't root for him. And then seeing his dominance, Steven, switched up too. And it's like, all right, this guy's pretty
awesome. Yeah.
And you want him to beat Islam, You don't want to see Islam Makhachev do the same thing that Umar and Merab. I mean, Merab's somewhat a little bit more entertaining, but we want to see these champs that just
are exciting,
bring in dominant,
and
put on a show. Yeah. And you don't want to see guys that are just getting, ragdolling them, kind of like Khamzat. I mean, Khamzat's kind of entertaining, but he's kind of in that mix too.
When he fought DDP for the belt, that was one of the most boring title fights I've ever watched. Yes. And I mean, here's the thing. Yes, like, those guys know how to win fights. They're more dominant than the guys we like for a reason. That's why they're champions. So, like, I respect it, but that's why it makes us like all of these guys that aren't like Khamzat and Islam and Khabib, is because they bring in exciting fights, and it's going to be a finish, and you just know what they're bringing to the table. So it's just
and I think another one too. And another one we got to throw in is Francis Ngannou.
Oh yeah, like, and same with John Jones too.
Yeah,
I mean,
right.
And we caught John Jones at the tail end of his career too, but caught Francis at the right time, and so that was super cool as well.
Yeah, when he fought Stipe.
Back when the heavyweight division was actually fun.
So great. It was so great. And I think he was an underdog. I was telling my friends, like, this Francis guy, he looks pretty good, He looks jacked, and then obviously he had that uppercut and knocked him out. It was just,
oh, God, that uppercut was nasty. He just started flailing his arms around that Overeem and just absolutely rocked.
I wish he was back. And,
Stipe,
Yeah, I wish.
Same with Ngannou, too.
I wish Francis was back,
Overeem.
But another guy I think we got to throw in is Pereira.
Oh, yeah. I mean, and that's during our prime of being fans right now, too. When we caught him at his prime, it was awesome. Yeah. And we were able to see, like, him and Izzy fight, too, twice.
Yeah.
And that was awesome.
I don't know about you, but I've seen every single one of his fights. He fought kind of these no-name guys because he wasn't, like, I wouldn't say no-name because everyone knew, oh, this is the guy that beat Adesanya in kickboxing, but he was new to the UFC, so he wasn't going to get like a top 5 guy immediately. But just seeing someone's whole career and just seeing their progress to championship,
that's so fair.
It makes me love these fighters, and and Pereira's one of those guys where it's fun to see. Gane, I honestly throw up there too. I watched a lot of his fights and catch a lot of his fights and see his rise to the top. So those are the top guys I like.
Sure. A bunch of guys we like. It's hard to not like a lot of fighters, because there's so many of them, and we've watched so much in these past. We're coming up to our like 6th year of being UFC fans, which is nuts. Like already more than half a decade of us being fans is pretty crazy.
Yeah,
so
it's kind of sad to see like our favorite guys starting to
get old,
and
don't even get me started with that.
Yeah,
dude.
It's tough. So we got new guys. Any new guys you like? Any guys that are kind of on the rise?
Diego Lopez, big fan of Diego Lopez. I mean, love him. Alexander Pantoja. I know I've talked about him a lot. Those two guys are one of my favorites right now.
Ilya
Tapora used to just hate on him because I just a cocky asshole that's trying to act like McGregor, like literally his whole style, his whole tattoos, his whole like double belt and whatnot. But I mean, if you can talk the talk and walk the walk, you're pretty lit. So
yeah, I agree. I kind of honestly, would you throw? I don't know if I love him or hate him. At first, I hated him. I'm kind of starting to like him. And he's good. I thought he was not that good when he came into the UFC because he throws like this. But Patty.
Yeah, I'm not like I like Patty. I'm not like a big fan of his, but like I enjoy watching his fights for sure.
The fact that he beat Chandler with so dominant,
I was so upset about that.
Yeah, me too.
Because I was like, okay,
I thought Chandler was easily going to win that, and not even close. So Patty, I'm excited to see Patty. I've seen every single one of his fights.
Yeah. So
he's kind of a guy I'd throw in there too.
But yeah, so I think.
So yeah.
What about you?
A couple guys. I remember. I would say Van. I'm excited to see.
Oh yeah, I mean Josh Van.
That's awesome. I kind of told you about him a little bit.
Yeah, you talked about me
back in like June or something. Yeah, I'm like, this guy is.
And he just shot up too.
He shot up immediately.
He took Royval on short notice too, which was pretty badass.
And I knew this guy was legit. I watched him on prelims, and I was like, this guy's legit, and he is legit. So he's one of those guys that I kind of was a fan before everybody else was, which is cool. Mm-hmm. Talbot is one, but honestly, he's not been that great, which is surprising. He looked so good. I was so excited.
He's fighting Henry Cejudo soon,
I'd like to see. I'm excited to see that. I don't know how well he's gonna shake up in that, but Talbot was a guy I was so excited about, and never he lost one or two of the past fights, and kind of disappointed to see that.
Let me let us what you guys think. We're gonna keep talking about this segment more. Next week it'll be a lot more about this, and maybe throw in some talk about the 322 and 323 cards to wrap up the year. But yeah, hope you guys enjoyed that segment. Hope you guys enjoyed this pod. I'll go over the MMA pound for pound rankings real quick, pop them up right here. And it's pretty much the same. We kind of just moved Aspinall to number 9 and moved JDM to number 8, just because, just in a no contest. I know it's not Aspinall's fault, but it was just my opinion. Had Carter, I kind of swayed Carter my way for this. But, just seeing how JDM just battled and beat Bilal in that Warrior fight, that's a top contender for fight of the year. Tom Aspinall was out for over a year, and he did nothing. It just ended that way. I think it was only respectful enough to put JDM up there. But yeah, let us know what you guys think of this. I wish there was more to change because we just had a pay-per-view card, but I guess we just had to wait till 322.
Biggest thing, obviously, is Lam and JDM coming up soon. Right, so that's gonna shake up.
That'll shake up, Sure. I mean, JDM can drop, or Islam can drop. JDM can go up, or Islam can go back up to his number 1 reign of pound for pound. So, guys, thank you so much for tuning in. Always enjoy doing this. We're gonna keep pumping out more content as always. So, not much else. Keep letting us know your thoughts or what we should talk about when we have UFC Apex cards coming up, what we should talk about on the side like we just did here. So thank you guys for tuning in. Love and appreciate you guys. Hit that like and subscribe button. Ring that damn bell for us, please, fellas. We appreciate all of it. Keep showing the love and support. As always, have a good one, boys. Peace.